Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for being with us. Hello, hello, my dear soul sisters and soul brothers. And for sure, um, some of you are actually asking kasi you would notice some of the students are calling me Prabhu. And you could see also in the comments, we use the word Mataji. So Prabhu is addressed to the male body Bhakti yogis. Those who are in the male body, we address them as Prabhu. Like Kaloy, Prabhu Kaloy, or Kaloy Prabhu. This is to put ourselves in the humble position. And the literally translation ng Prabhu is master. But we don't use the English na term na yun kasi ang weird nun. So we call each other the male body Prabhu. And at the same time, for the Matajis, that is the female bodies, it is translated as the highest respect to a mother. Kahit di ka nanay. So Mataji. So Prabhu and Mataji. So Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis, thank you for joining. Hello, hello, and good evening. Hi kay Amaya. Hello. So marami akong hindi pa nare-replyan this today. Sobrang madami lang kaganapan. Annie, Hare Krishna, hello. Selena, good evening, hello. M, hi, M. Hello, hello, good evening. Jean, nice to see you. Hello, Jean. Jason, of course, si Jeff, John Ray, Joyce, nasa Joyce. Hello, hello. Kael, hi, Kael. Margin Kaloy, of course, hello. Marlene, hi, hi. Maya featuring Jumi, parang kanta lang to. Hello. Mervin, hi. Hmm. Of course. Pame, hi, hi. Good evening. Rob, hello. Rachi, good evening. Hello, hello. Thea, hi. Bakadan, back in Keiko, back in Milka, back in PY. Of course, the prefix Bhaktin are addressed to those who are practicing Bhakti Yoga. So sometimes I will call you Bhaktin or Bhakta. So you know the drill. We should always be in the mood of request, in the mood of humility. So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hello, hello. And if you could hear and see me clearly, isang like naman dyan. I was trying to find out kung saan yung ground na naririnig ko. It's either sa mic or sa wire or whatsoever. So clear naman and you can see me. Thank you, thank you. So may bago kasi sa system kaya still adjusting. I'm not a techie guy. Kanina kailangan ko pa i-YouTube lahat. So previously, ito yung mga topics natin. We discussed about Gita. So, yung lesson nga, di ba, ng teacher sa student, the first thing that we need to learn. And guru, of course, we need teachers that would guide us. There are different kinds of gurus. We will learn this as well sa chapter 4. And the first lesson that we should learn is our identity. Ano ba yung identity natin? We are not the... Could you type? Kabisado nyo ba yun? What's that phrase? Sorry, mahirap pag naka-cellphone minsan. Ano? Mahirap mag-type na. No? I'm not this body. Sabi ni Mark, saka si Kaloy. And, yan, sabi ni Joyce, I'm the spirit soul. So we must always remind ourselves dito sa lesson na to. So we learned also last night na hindi porket I'm not this body, pababayaan mo na yung body mo. You have to maintain this body. Really well, actually. But not subjected to the senses. Thank you, Pame. Yes. Kapag, may sa Eugene pa rin. So, kabisado nyo. Thank you very much. So, kapag hindi natin nakakontrol yung senses, pwede natin ikapahamak. Yung body natin pwedeng ma-put into trouble. So, yeah. Yun mo yun. Pag pumasok lang tayo ng mga 30s, 40s, 50s, ang dami naman naramdaman. Just because yung senses natin are not controlled. So, I'm not the body. I'm not this body. I'm the spirit soul. Aham Brahmasmi. That's the Sanskrit. In two duties natin, the Dharma. The Dharma is to become a servant. That's the soul's Dharma. And of course, being in this body, meron tayong mga hats na kailangan i-wear. Gonna be a husband, or wife ka, boyfriend or girlfriend, a student, a teacher. You're working in this industry, in this business, or you're an entrepreneur. So, ang dami natin pwedeng i-wear. Tatay ka or anak ka. So, we must do these duties really well. More than before. Kasi, we know yung deeper purpose niya and yung connection niya dun sa soul's dharma to serve. So, finding these two duties, combining them at the same time, finding the sweet spot to balance and do these two at the same time will make us feel self-satisfied at marama. So that is Gita. So it doesn't mean we are in the highest position in the society or having the big bank balance or the most beautiful, the most famous, or the most strongest. Ayun na yung top of it all. Even them, they need to find yung soul's purpose nila. So, hindi natin kailangan puntahan muna yung material position before natin gawin yung soul's position natin. We can do them both right now. So, welcome to our 6th session, Essence of the Bhagavad Gita. And this is chapter 3 of the Bhagavad Gita. And you have your Bhagavad Gita with you. Can you show it to me? Ako wala. Kukunin ko rin. So yes. Chapter 3 of the Bhagavad Gita. It's called Karma Yoga. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. So this is mine. So, yung acronym natin for today is TREE. T-R-E-E. And that is very important. Kasi, like the tree is always doing his duties. How? First, pwede siya maging shelter ng mga ibang living entities. Ang dami nakatira sa kanya. Animals, insects. Diba? Even fungi, diba? Mga iba-ibang living entities andun din. Then, ano pa ginagawa niya? It's giving fruits dun sa mga dependent sa kanya. Herbs, medicine. Then, of course, minsan, kailangan siyang gawing furniture. But those who will cut them down, anong ginagawa niya? This tree is giving shade. Even those sa mga lumberjack, binibigyan pa niya ng shade, yung mga taong yon. If he could still grow, gagawin pa rin niya uli. If not, he's doing different purposes. So that is the tree. So we will learn also ano yung mga duties nating dapat ginagawa. Kaya yung title natin, kung nakita sa group chat, is The Real Purpose of Yoga. Because we are learning from what is being given to us by the society. I'm very sorry kasi most of it are watered down experiences, explanation, or it is just focusing on one thing from the vast purpose of yoga. So the yoga philosophy, the Bhagavad Gita, will teach us that. So letter T natin is Tyaga or Tyaga. The Sanskrit nito is renunciation. Sanskrit translation siya ng renunciation. So it just literally means to renounce, to be detached. Pero we must learn. Kasi it could be just an escape. Just like si Arjuna, so as a battlefield pa rin sila. Si Arjuna ang gusto niya umalis. So nangyayari yung Bhagavad Gita in the middle of the battlefield. So ito yung scenario na yon. So nag-uusap sila doon. So immature spiritualists, they think that you should retire. So they just adopt monasticism, strict seclusion, just escape. A lot of people thinks that yung mga monks, they are, ano mo yun, sarap ng buhay, meditate ka lang, kain ka lang. But it's different. Yung that kind of monk, yung mga ibang monk saka ibang mga nagka-practice spirituality, they just want to have a lot of time to escape everything, di ba? So, don't make it a reason na because you're practicing yoga, you'll not be a better mom, a better husband, or a better son or daughter. Kasi hindi, detach ako sa parents ko, detach ako sa mga tao. So, this is what we call immature spiritualists. Ano yung mga neophyte lang. Hindi ko lang kung nakita niyo yon. Those who are trying to practice the plant-based diet or vegans, I've witnessed this because I've been in this diet for the plant-based diet. I'm not vegan, I'm not claiming. Pero nakikita ko yung through the years, decades na may mga bagong vegan tapos very, how do you call this? May force sila. Tapos minsan may violence din by words and through action to wake up others. Tapos, yung mga tao, nagiging resistant na lang. Kasi bakit ganun sila? Diba? Minsan traumatizing yung mga ibang vegan. Tapos pag tinanong mo, gano'n ka ba tagal na vegan? 2 months. Second lang, naghang yata yung video ko. Gumagalaw pa ba ako sa inyo? Hindi na. Pero you can hear me. Okay. So may mga ganitong, alam mo yung mga pag sobrang bago pa lang, nasa neophyte stage. They're into it, sobrang, alam mo, may press release, may force, diba? So, even in the practice of yoga and spirituality, napapansin din natin to. Even the Bhagavad Gita is telling us na that's not the real practice of yoga. To become irresponsible for the sake or using the name of yoga or using the name of renunciation. So, hindi ganun. And of course, this is not as an escape no sa reality natin. I'll read the Sanskrit. Rochi, meron ka bang Mike? Sige, but I'll read the Sanskrit first. Yagnaltat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandana tadartam karma konteya muktasanga samachara. Could you read the... Awesome.
Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work binds one to this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain unattached and free from bondage.
Thank you very much. So, this is an explanation sa mga bagay na ginagawa natin. If we are just doing our things um, with the intention just to enjoy, just for the sake of ego, just for the word living, it binds us kasi may good and bad karma na kasama yon. Lahat ng movement natin, may action, then may reactions. Ganun ka-equally material nature. So even yung bata tayo, pinaglaro natin yung mga insekto, or ano mo yun, diba? Or knowingly, unknowingly, may mga napapatay tayong living entities. We have to pay for it. So we also, one could commit crime, malagpasan niya yung law of the land. Still, next life, ayun yung reason para dun sa mga um, situation niya or the body na pupuntahan niya. So the karma is there. So ano yung yoga? Yoga is connecting yung activities mo ngayon to the satisfaction of the Supreme. Connection mo sa self, to others, and to the Supreme. If one is doing that, the karma is void. So wala tayong unwanted baggages in the next lives. Or in the next life. Kung nakita niyo yung class natin, last time yung mga illustration, it's a cycle of birth and death. Paikot-ikot tayo dito. And I'm pretty sure you have this question, you have this exhaustion sa paulit-ulit na buhay natin. Di ba? Nakita ko yung mga lifelong questions. Bakit ganito? Bakit ganyan? Ito ba yung purpose nun? So, kasi we've been here for many times. Not 10 times, 900, for sure. More than 1,000, more than million times we were born. So, ano yung way to get out of that cycle? Our renunciation. Meaning, we are doing the things, but the intention is different. The consciousness is different. So, we will learn much more as we move forward. And as we also learn about yoga, ito na yun, the yoga philosophy, there are different stages ng practice ng yoga. And the yoga sana is just one fraction ng whole vast of yoga. And there are different parts. Dito tayo magugulat kasi, teka lang, lahat pala ng mga nang ginagawa dito are connected. Yoga pala yun. Diba? And even demons are performing yoga, don't worry. They even have mysticism. Diba? They could get that mystic powers. And as such, so letter R natin, sa 3 is rungs of yoga ladder. So rungs, like the space and the step dun sa yoga ladder. Medyo maliit na, I'll zoom in. So wag kayong ma-overwhelm dito. It is very easy and simple. We will try to make it relevant then, which they are. Dun sa lower part ng step is yung sa right side. Animal life. Yung animals, if you observe them, di ba may mga pet din tayo? If you observe them, may 4 lang silang ginagawa. Doon ang umikot yung buhay nila. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These 4 animalistic propensities. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Defending, di ba nakita mo yung mga lions? Alpha male. Yung mga dogs lang, di ba? Pag may dumang aso, kakahulan nila. Or pag may pinisita kang isang friend na may dog, naamoy ng dog mo, di ba? Because they think territory nila yon, di ba? Yung mga aso, umiihi kung saan-saan, territorial sila. So, they need to defend. Eating, of course. Lagi sila kumakain. We're always aware kung kailan natin sila dapat pakainin. Sleeping, yeah. I have this brother ko, meron siyang um, exotic bully. Kain tulog. Diba? Tapos, hindi siya pwedeng, nakakatakot itsura niya, pero hindi siya bantay ng bahay. Kasi lahat, nagkakapet siya kahit mag-deliver ng tubig. Pwede siyang ihiramayin, ganun level. Pero tulog siya ng tulog. Like, more than half ng 24 hours tulog siya. Of course, yung mga bears, pwede silang mag-hibernate for 6 months. Kaya habang tumatanda tayo, sarap ng tulog, di ba? Important pala yun. So, lalo na pag parents ka na, di ba? Si Marcia kasi Kaloy, di ba? Pag may toddler ka, di ba? Sarap ng tulog. Sarap makatakas. Sa ganun level. And of course, mating. Pag may pusa, pag in-hit sila, ang ingay, di ba? Nya! Battery. Tapos gabing-gabi, di ba? Sa pusa. Kung saan-saan. They're looking for yung mga mates nila. So these 4 are the animal propensities. Kapag yung isang human being, dito lang umikot yung buhay nila. This is what we call animal life. Animalistic life. How? Medyo polished lang yung ano natin. Mga posh lang yung mga pinagagawa natin compared sa animals. Pero mas nag-enjoy animals better than us. We eat, yeah, we can eat sa restaurant. Diba? With the mga 5-star Michelin star na mga restaurants. Same, eating. Animals eating din. But we don't have the pride. Kasi yung ibang animals, they kill yung prey nila. Tayo wala. May mga deserve. So, sleeping. Diba? We could sleep sa mga sobrang mga memory foam na bed. Pero you have to wake up kasi may work ka. Others, no. Wala silang pakialam sa alarm. Yung pusa, sarap ng buhay nila, di ba? Or yung aso. Sarap ng buhay nila. Wala silang kailangang alarm na may deadline ako habulin. No? They could sleep palagi. Of course, yung bear nga, kaya mag-sleep ng 6 months. Defending, ano yung meron tayo? Like, the chimpanzee yata yun, or gorilla. Diba? Hindi nila kailangan mag-gym. May abs sila. Natural. Tayo, diba? Kailangan mo mag-workout, kailangan pilitin mo sarili tumakbo. Hindi sila, fit sila. Diba? The lions, diba? Walang workout yun, pero sila yung king of the jungle. Tayo we have to hire bodyguard. Diba? Kailangan meron kang baril. Sila, they have claws, they have canine teeth. Tapos may natural defense yung katawan nila. Tayo, we have to study martial arts. So, walang-wala yung defense natin sa kanila. Diba, may nakita akong video. Parang 3 bodybuilders, nag-tug of war sila sa cub. Hindi naman cub, hindi ko alam, baka sobrang bata pa na lion or tiger. Hindi nila kaya talunan. Like buffalo even, di ba? Lakas-lakas na buffalo. Kumakain lang yun, damo. So meron pa isa. Mating, sex life. Gagawin ng tao, very nice bed, 5-star hotel, di ba? Private room. They could mate. Hindi mo matatalo yung enjoyment ng mating ng mga animals. They don't care. Di ba? The dogs could do it anywhere. The animals could perform sexual activities more than many times a day. Di ba? The dove, the rabbits, yung humans, they could just do it for a few times a day. So, mas nag-enjoy sila. Walang restriction nga, di ba? Walang unfaithful, di ba? Hindi ka faithful sa akin. Sila, kaya na gawin yon. So, if ganito lang umiikot yung buhay ng isang tao, animalistic life. So, nakita natin yung sa baba. So, same. So, a little bit, one step up is karma kanda. So, karma is action and reaction. So, medyo nalalaman niya yung good and bad. Medyo may idea siya. If I do this, something will happen. So, ito yung gusto natin gawin, di ba? We want to send energies, good energies, kindness, compassion. Naririnig natin palagi ito, di ba? Kailangan yung mga sinasend mo sa universe babalik sa'yo. Kailangan compassionate ka sa mga animals, sa nature, sa ibang living entities. So, may good karma. Of course, the bad karma could also come. Then, this is the difference. Kapag niligyan mo na ng yoga, nagkakaroon na siya ng connection. The meaning of yoga is to link, to connect. Sa Kama Karma Yoga, this is connecting to the Supreme. Connecting to others, to your own self. Pero, ang intention mo is selfish. Sarili mo lang naisip mo. Bakit mo gustong kumonect doon? Kasi I have this, magkakaroon ako ng benefit. Kailangan ko gawin to kasi meron pabalik sa akin. This Karma Yoga is selfless. He's just doing it kasi for the sake of doing it. He doesn't need to announce. Donated by. He's doing it. Mabait talaga siyang tao. Then, sa baba ng Sadhana Bhakti, and we will learn then yung Bhava and Prema Bhakti in a while. So, this is may mga few steps sa taas ng yoga ladder. There is another much more elaborated ladder here. So, this is extended yoga ladder. Pareho lang naman to. Mas detalyado lang yung upper part. Of course, animalistic life, karma kanda, sa kama, nishkama karma yoga. So, ito na yun. Jnana yoga, kakaiba lang yung terminologies niya para makikita mo to. Gyan means knowledge. Gyan. Or pandit, mga genius, mga scholarly. Or just matalino. Gyan. Jnana yoga is, do you know the knowledge? Do you know may intelligence sila in connection dun sa spirituality. Kaya may yoga. So, bakit sunshine na sa left niya? Kasi mostly, yung mga nag-practice ng Jnana Yoga, ang practice nila impersonal. Impersonally sila. Meditate on the light, meditate on nothingness. So, this is nirvana. Sunshine. Ito yung analogy dyan. Ashtanga Yoga, ito na yung 8 limbs of yoga system. Ashtanga. 8 limbs of yoga. So, number one and two doon, what do you call this? I forgot yung first out. The rules and regulation. I forgot the Sanskrit tuloy. The pranayama, dharana, asana, dhyana. Then, of course, the samadhi. Yama niyama. Thanks, Andy. Yan. Yama niyama. So, that's now 1 and 2. Lagi ko natandaan to kasi may isang mock name na Yama yun na Yama. Tapos nakalimutan ko siya. But yeah, that's the rules and regulation. So, isa pa lang dito, nakita nyo yung ladder, then yung isa yung Ashtanga Yoga. And from that Ashtanga, from that 8, isa lang yung asanas. So, there are deeper purposes. And the goal ng mga Ashtanga Yoga is mysticism, mystic yoga. But of course, after they practice it, they will come to a point where they will practice bhakti. They want to learn yoga outside the mat. They want to learn the real purpose. Bakit nila ginagawa yoga? Aside from being flexible, healthy, connected, or may mystic powers. Paano ko magagamit yung mystic powers na yun? Ano naman kung lumulutang ako ng 1 inch sa lupa? Kung mag-levitate ka. Ano naman kung nakaka-read ako ng mind? Or kaya ko mag-send a message kay M sa La Union? Diba? Pwede naman na mag-text. Diba? Or kano naman kung kaya ko lumipad? Diba? Pwede naman ako sumakay ng aeroplano. Anong use? Bakit ko i-spend yung life ko in many years of practice para makuha lang yung mga little mysticism na to? So, they will have this realization. That's why they will practice the Ashtanga. When they go to Samadhi, bakit nag-perform ng mga yoga asanas? This is to control the senses and the mind. So, when they sit down, when they meditate, and when they chant, they could really go there. Making our body healthy, making our minds controlled, and yung senses natin tamed down. So when you sit down and meditate, you'll go there. Then, of course, the Bhakti Yoga. The personal practice. Personalist. So, bakit sunshine, dust, sun disk, and sun planet? Pag nakatingin ka lang sa araw, puro liwanag lang nakikita mo. And when you even go there, yung sun disk lang nakikita mo. But of course, sun planet, you go inside. So, same thing sa practice ng meditation natin. So, ito mga to, medyo ang daming terminologies, ang daming path. The Bhagavad Gita and Krishna is explaining there are different paths sa spirituality, but these are not really easy. Some will need to spend many years para lang makaakyat siya dun sa karma kanda to sa kama karma. Or yung pagiging selfish nga lang, di ba? Iba namamatay na selfish pa rin. Mamamatay na sila, takbo pa rin sa selection kasi they need power, they need fame, they need money. Hindi nila makapakawalan yung selfish na ano yan. Oh yes, kailangan tumulong sa bayan. Pero, di ba? Leadership should be passed down. So, yung iba namamatay na nandun sila sa isang step. Then, next life, step up sila. Or minsan, andun lang sila hanggang makakayat. So, there is actually the fastest way how to climb this ladder. Kaya yung letter E natin sa 3 is express elevator of Bhakti Yoga. So, ito yun sa left side. The other two, andito siya. From animalistic life natin, kung paano po, I'm very sorry, dito tayo lumaki. Meron ba since birth na plant-based diet dito? Or since birth vegetarian? So, yeah, we grew up in a society, in a lineage ng buong angkan natin na ganito yung diet. Or ganito yung lifestyle. Or ganito yung dun yung upbringing natin. So, we are in an animalistic life. We have to accept that. Kung yung mga pinag-isip natin sa dati, ano yung binigay sa atin ng society, binigay sa atin ng media, or binigay sa atin ng school. Nasa ganun lang naman yun eh. Pagandahin mo yung kinakain mo, yung kailangan may bubong you have a roof sa house mo para safe na safe ka rin, masarap yung tulog mo. You have to have your partner para you have you can perform mating. And of course, defending. Kailangan secured ka. Mikot lang dito ang apat na to, di ba? But even in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, kabisado nyo ba? Natandaan nyo pa nung school yon. Di ba? Basic needs, di ba? Love and belongingness. Tama ba? Naalala ko. Safe and security, self-actualization, self-realization, or baliktad yun. Diba? So, merong self-realization, may self-actualization. Ano yun? Diba? This is the thing na pwedeng magawa ng isang human. Ito yung difference ng isang human sa isang animal. Yung isang human could question. Di ba may mga lifelong question kayo? Could question, ano nangyari after that? Anong purpose ko dito? Diba? Bakit ako dito pinanganak? Ba't din nila ako pinanganak sa royal family sa first world country? Bakit sa Pilipinas pa? Diba? Na ang pangat-pangat ng health system. Diba? Ang daming... Pag nagkasakit ka sa Pilipinas, maubos yung ipon mo. Tapos kailangan mo ganito. Ba't hindi lang doon sa mga magaganda yung... Sa New Zealand, pag unemployed ka, may pinapadala yung government na pera sa'yo. Ba't di na lang doon ako, di ba? Diba? Very nice questions. So, this is the physiological needs of Bhaktisiddhanta. So, that is basic needs, physiological needs. So, that is the difference na isang human sa animals. Yung animals, wala silang pakialam doon. Diba? Kain sila, tulog sila, mate sila, saka defend sila. Humans could think. So, if hindi natin pupuntahan yon, we're just living like an animal. Medyo posh lang. Branded lang yung mga suot natin. Branded lang yung mga nasa paligid natin with signature. Although, syempre, ibang ang pets, mas social sila, di ba? So, may express elevator. Para hindi mo na akbangan lahat nung nandito. So, sa left natin is from animalistic life, you have association of pure devotees. Those are the mga teachers natin who give us this knowledge na hindi mo na kailangan daanan yung ibang path. Then, of course, you have your sadhana. Sadhana is your regular practice. Example, you're chanting every day. That is sadhana. So you're actually doing that. So you're having your yoga philosophy classes and meditation. That is part of the sadhana. This means every day. All the habits die hard. So what we are doing now is rewiring yung mga old habits natin. Ni-include natin yung sadhana, include natin yung meditation. It will change our consciousness. Elevation ng consciousness natin. After that, you have the Bhava and Prema Bhakti. Prema Bhakti is the highest eternal love. Bhava is the start stage nun. So it can just go up. In this lifetime, you can finish this. In the other yoga system, it will take thousands of birth para makakit ka. But we don't know. Some of us, maybe, dinaanan na natin to in our previous lives. Yung iba may mga traces, di ba? Meron silang mga visions, meron silang mga gifts or curse. Mga astrologer sila, healer sila. Kasi dinaanan na itong mga to. Those are gifts or curse. No, may ganon. Nakikita nila yung next na mamamatay or next na mangyayari. It's a gift and curse. Iba mga may third eye, di ba? Gift and curse. So, hindi lahat kailangan pumunta or tambayan mo yung the rest next na ladder. Paano akit ka ng building? Diba? Punta mo yung 20th floor. May elevator eh. Bakit mo such again isa-isa yun? So, in this lifetime, we must elevate ourselves. Because if you remember, ang dami natin pwedeng puntahan. Pwede tayong pumunta sa animal's body. Pwede tayong pumunta sa tree ng mga bodies. Or insects. Or even demigods. Or even demons. Bago ka makarating sa human being ulit. So, human being is the edit phase. Diba? Pag naka-receive ka na Excel, may view. Ano ba tawag doon? Only, pwede mo lang ma-view, saka pwede mo edit. Human form of life is the one you can perform. Yung mga karma and ma-elevate mo yung sarili mo. Tanggal mo yung mga unwanted baggages. So, very rare mapunta sa human being na body. So, we must not waste it. It will make sense as we move forward. Pero at least we know there's a path that is very much suitable in this life. Kasi our life is actually very short. In this lifetime, there are 4 yugas. You don't have to memorize this. Basta may 4 yugas. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga. Ano tayo sa last part? In the creation, malapit na yung annihilation nga sa Kali Yuga na tayo. Kaya yung nakikita natin, it's getting worse and worse. The calamities and all. So after few hundred thousands of years, it will be annihilation. Tapos back to Satya Yuga. Back to very nice age or era. Yung lives nila dati, mas mahaba. 100,000 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 1,000 years. Tayo na sa 100 years or lesser na lang. So even yung binibigay sa atin ng earth, medyo diniprive na niya kasi nagiging demoniac na yung mga tao lang. Even the fruits, the vegetables, the flowers, the herbs. So nandun tayo sa near end. Pero starting pa lang to. So don't be surprised. Magiging wild pa yan. Tignan mo lang yung gas station ngayon ng wild. Sakit sa ulo. So same. Diba? Nakita natin the war. So, yung life natin mas maikse and may path na dapat natin ginagawa para for that specific short life. Which is the elevator, express elevator. It will all make sense as we move forward. So the express elevator of Bhakti Yoga, we call them Sankirtan Yagna. Kirtan is the chanting together, like what we are doing. The greatest way to cleanse yung mga unwanted baggages natin is a chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's the highest. May Micah Joyce. Yes, yes. I'll read the Sanskrit. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidya vadujivanam Anandam buddhi vardhanam patipadam purnamita swadanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Translation.
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because, wait lang, labo ng mata ko eh. It spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
If you could, thank you very much. If you could remember, the soul is Satchitananda, eternally blissful and knowledgeable. So if you're removing all the unwanted baggages, we're feeling that bliss. The greatest cleansing na pwede natin gawin is the process of chanting. This is the spiritual vibration. Hindi siya gawa ng isang tao lang. It's coming from the spiritual world. So this is a verse coming from the incarnation ni Krishna. Ang pangalan niya is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Gauranga. Ito yung sinabi niya sa Shastakam. Si Krishna Sankirtan cleanses the heart of all the dust. At yung dust na to, yung unwanted baggages natin. From many lifetimes. So sometimes yung depression natin, you cannot trace them. Yung depression ng isang tao, yung anxiety niya, or even the talents. Makita mo yung ibang 4 years old ang galing magpiano. Na kahit 4 years ka magpiano, hindi ka dadating sa level na yon. Previously, may mga traces siya na may mga ganun siyang talent. Nagbigay siya ng malaking oras. Or minsan may bata na, or tayo na, mayroon tayong sobrang grabing phobia or how do you call this? Sobrang takot tayo gawin isang bagay. Previous life, yung mga experience tayo na ganun. Lalo-lalo na yung mga karmas. We are carrying that lifetimes after lifetimes. It will just accumulate, lalo na pag di natin yung ginagawa natin, accumulate, pato na. Di ba ang dami natin mga rituals, all the sages, tanggalin yung mga toxic sa buhay ko, diba? All the sounds, yung mga metals and all. Tapos pag nawawala yung boyfriend mong toxic, ayaw mo naman. Tinatanggal na nga eh. Gusto mo yung cleansing, di ba? So but yeah, hindi lang in that part, but of course, yung mga old habits natin, yung mga old etiquettes natin or belief system natin, it's being removed. Hindi natin napapansin, but we are changing the trajectory ng life natin. Yung future natin by doing this. So, extinguish the fire of conditional life. Ano yung conditional life? Like us, we're conditioned kung anong bigyan ng society natin. We're conditioned to repeatedly be born and to die. To remove that unwanted baggages, it means wala ka ng next life. That's the goal natin. Na-exit ka na sa material world. You go back to the spiritual world. Because this is not our real home. We will learn that. Prime benediction for humanity at large. Because like in darkness, di ba pag walang moon, sobrang dilim. Pero pag nandiyan na yung moon, sobrang liwanag. Dito sa Vraj, sa farm, pag full moon, sobrang liwanag. Talaga may shadow ka sa ground, makikita mo. Gano'n kalakas. So just like that, we're always in darkness. Now we're given this knowledge na nagkakaroon tayo ng enlightenment. This is the real enlightenment, the knowledge. Hindi yung sentimental energy and You feel this. Feel mo to? Oh, na-feel ko rin. No, the knowledge. The real knowledge. Life of all transcendental knowledge. Of course, all the knowledge that we have learned, even sa school, sadly, there's no course para mag-focus tayo sa soul natin. There might be some units na medyo, uy, nakarating na. Oh, of course. I believe sa India or some other big universities sa US, inaaral nila yung Bhagavad Gita. Tayo hindi eh, di ba? Dahil filibusterismo eh. Ano ba yung mga inaaral natin na mga ano, hindi ko na matandaan. Di ba? Parang, habang nandun ko nag-aaral ka, anong connect dito sa buhay ko? Diba? Sadly, hindi tayo updated sa ganun. Hindi updated yung school system natin. Which is, halos lahat sa buong mundo. But, it is not a reason para hindi tayo mag-move forward. So, like this one, the knowledge about the soul, about the body, we're learning. About now, we're learning the karma, yung reaction. So, just like the yoga asana, you would see, ibong adara. O nga, ano? Naalala ko tuloy yun. Di ba? Magbubuhos ka ng isang course, ay isang SEM para doon. Kulit din ng mga naggawa ng mga system lang. May baka may teacher dito, I'm very sorry. Joke lang yun. So, same thing like this. We are wasting a lot of time. We're really wasting a lot of time learning talaga about life. And just like the yoga system, di ba yung mga yoga asana, you will see different forms, different asanas, different posture, di ba? And I'm imitating different animals. What's the end palagi ng mga yoga asana? Kahit anong flow. Ano yung last asana? Yung mga yogis natin dito. Andy, ano yung last asana? Savasana. They call it in English. Corpus Morals. That's the end. You'll die. So we must not waste it. Parang yung Bhagavad Gita is showing us the future. Ano mangyayari sa mga choices natin sa buhay. Kasi that is the concern ni Arjuna. Ano yung magiging choice niya? So, bakit transcendental bliss? Ocean nga eh. Sobrang grabe. Kung nakapag-ecstasy ka, siguro parang kumuha ng ocean of ecstasy. Ay, nag-example na ni Srila Prabhupada last time. Kasi gusto kong i-relate ng isang hippie yung LSD dun sa practice ng spirituality. Ang sabi na no, yung chanting parang ocean of LSD. Ani mo yung maliit na paper dun sa ocean of LSD. Diba? Same thing. If remove all this coverings natin, unwanted baggage natin, the natural happiness natin lalabas, the natural high. And this is the thing that we're always looking for. This is we're always anxious. Ito yung nahanap natin. That's why we chanted for few days, a few weeks, di ba? Parang may kakaibang sense. I believe meron kayo nararamdaman, ba't nandito pa rin kayo? There's may something, may peace of mind, may bliss, may, alam mo yun. Of course, sabi ni Andy daw, uncomfortable yung iba sa Savasana. People are afraid to face themselves. Diba? May isang drug nga na ano eh, you just talk sa sarili mo for 24 hours. Or ano ba, the isolation tank, diba? Wala kang ibang kausap, wala ibang stimulus, sarili mo lang. Try mo yun, kausap mo lang yung sarili mo sa pader for many hours. Kaya mo harapin talaga yung mind mo. May courage ka ba talaga doon? Or we're just always, di ba, ngayong pandemic, balo na balo yung tao kasi kailangan mo mag-isolate. Kasi yung nag-isolate dito, naubusan ka lang gagawin, di ba? So, same thing. Now, we're chanting, pero we're connecting kasi we're personalists. We're connecting to the Supreme. So, this is the process of the real cleansing, that yoga. The other part of yoga is preparing ourselves para ma-elevate natin sarili natin sa pagiging from being animalistic to human life. Pero hindi pa rin siya spiritual. Just being a human pa lang yon. The diet, the consciousness, the way of living, mode of goodness. Hindi pa siya yung spiritual. Now, paano yung spiritual? This is to connect and to serve. So, si Arjuna, ina-explain sa kanya to ni Krishna. Hindi mo kailangan puntahan to, Arjuna. It's a long path. It's a long journey. Tapos ngayon mo pa gusto gawin yan. So, iniintindi ni Arjuna. So, if ever, ganito yung nangyayari, ito yung scenario, meron siyang question, ano yung mga pwedeng maging hindrance? Just like when we're doing something. Ano yung pwedeng maging kailangan troubleshoot kapag may mga challenges? You can get your Bhagavad Gita and open it sa 3rd chapter, verse 36. We can read the translation lang, yun ang bold letters lang. Si Marlene, you have a mic, Marlene. So, 3.36. Ayan. Okay, no problem. Si Pame na lang. You have a mic, Pame?
Hi, yes.
Sure. Could you read the verse 36 translation?
Arjuna said, O descendant of Vishnu, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly as if engaged by force?
So, ito yung, thank you very much. Ito yung pwedeng magdala sa atin doon sa agos ng sinful activities. At the same time, it could be understood as, in this path of spirituality, ano yung danger? Ano yung pwede mangyari? So, Krishna will answer this. I have 37, 38, 39, and 40. So, that will be, hopefully may mga mic. That will be Selena, Annie, Andy, and Amaya. That for 37, 38, 39, 40.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "It is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world."
Thank you. Okay, next.
As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as the embryo is covered by the womb, the living entity is similarly covered by different degrees of this lust.
Thank you. Next.
Thus, the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire.
Thank you. Last.
The senses, the mind, and the intelligence are the supreme graces of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him.
So thank you very much. This is the warning of Krishna. So in this path, us, in the path of our spiritual path, spiritual journey, we have dangers then. So ano yon? It is lust only, Arjuna. Because nalaman natin, in the control ng senses, lust is actually the hardest to control. And sobrang misled tayo sa love and lust in this material world. Nakita mo yung mga commercial ng ng toothpaste. Nagtingin na lang sila, ang ganda na ng ngipin nila. Smile lang sila gano'n. Walang salita-salita, nag-kiss ka agad sila. Tapos hindi sila magkakilala. If you come to think of it talaga, di ba? Sino yung gumawa nito? Pero, syempre, Ano mo yun? Pag ginawa mo yun normally sa ano mo yun? Gawin mo siya sa bar. Gawin mo siya sa normal setting. Okay ba siya? Di ba hindi? Ang sarap maging observant eh, no? Ang sarap maging open to this eh. Na, totoo, ito talaga yung gusto niyo i-project sa amin. Pero totoo, di ba? Parang, ang crazy world. Yung loss kasi is different. And also, loss, of course, uncontrolled. Ang daming pwedeng mangyari. Crimes, di ba? Abuse, rape, um, infidelity. Dala ka na ng tukso, nadala lang ako ng bugso ng damdamin. Ang daming families are broken because of this. You know, just uncontrolled loss. So this is also covering unwanted baggages natin to. Just like yung mga inhit nating pets, like the dogs, nabaliw sila, di ba? Pag inhit season, diba? Hindi sila mapakali. Imagine ganito binibuilt nung society natin, yung mind natin every day. The force is lost. Bakit kailangan mong ganito itsura mo to attract? Ito yung scent mo to attract. Yung party setting to attract. Lahat. Yung songs to attract. Yung movies. Diba? Kaya ako tuntua pag may movies. Mahilig ako sa film when I was younger, as in pre-monk days ko. Ngayon, I would watch movies pag sobrang grabe yung mga Guy Ritchie film, mga Quentin Tarantino, gano'n. Papaalam pa, okay, pwede ba manood ng movie? Pag mga ganun level. Pero, pag titingnan mo yung the rest, yung mga, ano mo yun, lahat na lang, same. So, this is the covering. One greatest unwanted baggage natin. Sa soul natin, nagko-cover siya. Ano yung binasa nila, the analogy? Smoke in the mirror, fire, smoke in the fire. Yung dust in the mirror, tapos embryo in the womb. Parang science ba to? Diba the transparent, translucent, saka opaque. Diba? Tama ba yun? Diba ganun, Annie? Diba? So, ganun yung covering natin from the heart. Ang dami natin coverings. And of course, yung loss, sobrang kapal ng covering niya. And we're trying to remove that. So, we're trying to also live a life na in the mode of goodness. The food, the consciousness that we're taking, yung nasa paligid natin, yung lifestyle, para hindi mag-accumulate na sobrang dami ito. Because it is the danger. Saan daw nakatambay yung sabi ni Arjuna, ay ni Krishna, yung lust, mind, intelligence, and senses. Bakit nasa intelligence, di ba? Or nasa mind? Umaga pa lang ganun yung iniisip ng isang tao. Or hindi ka na makakatakas. Punta ka lang sa TikTok, punta ka lang sa social media. Puro ganun na. That's the instant fame formula to be an object of lust. Automatic na dami followers mo. Automatic na. Diba? So, same na ganun. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. So, if one is having this unsatisfied lust, tapos sobrang uncontrolled, wala siyang naisip na matino. Those who are committing crime, sometimes nagagawa nila yun sa mga very close, even relatives nila. Just because of lust, hindi sila nakapag-isip. That is why we need this foundation, this yoga philosophy. We have to invest in the real knowledge. Kasi darating yung time, parang kay Arjuna, we will be put into a situation na sobrang bewildering, na sobrang hirap mag-isip. Na ano yung hugutin mong value pag ginulo na lahat. Tapos wala ka pang connection sa mga mentors or teachers or spiritual teacher. So that's the foundation. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Di ba pag may building, gagawa sila ng pundasyon, may hukay sila sobrang lalim. When I was younger, lagi ito yung curiosity. Ba't naghukay sila ng sobrang lalim? Tapos, mas malalim yon, mas mataas yung building na gagawin. And you will spend 20% ng budget. Parang ganun yata yun 20% kasi foundation Pero, hindi mo nakikita yon pag nakatayo na yung building. Underground lang siya. Same thing. Yung ini-invest natin na yoga philosophy, this knowledge, this spiritual knowledge, is our foundation sa mga harapin natin in the future or hinaharap natin ngayon. It's very hard to build yung foundation kapag nandiyan yung building. Ginagawa mo yun at first, di ba? So, same thing with us. Same thing kay Arjuna. And even si Arjuna, he's very wise. Mapupunta pa rin siya sa bewilderment. Kaya kailangan ng teacher. So, that is the process of yoga. Meron tayong eternal enemy. Yung ating lust. So, paano to? Pag may naramdaman akong lust, charan. So, wala na akong pag-asa. Hellish condition of life na ako. Diba? In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching we could transform the lust. Ito pala yung assignment, the hierarchy of lust. The process of fall down. Sa nagsimula yon sa mind, contemplating of the object of the senses. Isip pa ng isip doon, it will lead to attachment. And sobrang attached ka na, lust develop. Pag di mo nagagawa yung lust na to, hindi na po fulfill, anger will be there. Then complete delusion covers the intelligence. Bewilderment of memory. Of course, intelligence is lost. One falls down again to the material world, the material pool. So for us to control these senses, this lust, kailangan, nasa mind pa lang, we're trying to control it. So, we must filter kung ano yung pinapasok natin sa mind natin, sa consciousness natin. Ngayon, we have a diet, di ba? Caloric count, kung ano ng diet. Kailangan may diet din kung ano yung consciousness na, ano yung pinapasok mo sa consciousness mo. Ano yung pinapanood mo. Ano yung binabasa mo. Ano yung pinapakinggan mo. Because it will shape our consciousness. So, ito yung hierarchy of sitting place ng lust. Of course, so the senses, the mind, intelligence. Of course, the soul. If the senses, mind, and intelligence are ligaw-ligaw sila, yung soul, madala lang kung saan-saan. In this lifetime and different lifetimes. Diba? Yung iba, kailangan because of crimes, kulong sila in this lifetime. Ano lang soul, kulong lang din siya doon. Pero may pag-asa pa. We can spiritualize lust and anger. Transform lust into love for Krishna. It is bhakti. If we have lust, ibig sabihin, we can transform it into lust. Anger can be directed to miscreants or our own misbehavior, and if we did it with proper Vaishnava etiquette or the Bhakti Yogi etiquette, how to live. So this is a secret. And Krishna will explain how to transform that lust to love. So don't lose hope and be discouraged kapag I'm experiencing lust. It is very normal. Even monks, it's natural, but one should control it. Lalo na pag monk, that's the goal, to always control it. Those who have family life, of course, they have partners. There are restrictions. So going outside of it, it will be chaos. How to spiritualize it? Doing the sadhana. So that is the tree. Yoga helps us shape yung mga danger na to at the same time yung life natin. So we have tiyaga or renunciation. We should not be immature renunciant. Everything around us could be used spiritually. Palagi may nagtatanong sa akin noon may mga nagko-question, bakit yung mga monk may mga gadget? May internet. So this is not the question na kailangan wala ako mga how do you call this? social media account. When I was a young monk, ito yung tingin ko, dapat wala akong mga ganyan. Tapos nag-deactivate ako kasi I was so sad. Ang daming nakita negative sa internet. But one should use this um, in a for the higher purpose. May nagpasa ng assignment regarding the analogy of a knife. Di ba you can use the knife to commit crime, pero you can use it to cut bread for food. Paano mo gagamitin? So yung internet, yung laptop, paano mo gagamitin? And because of this, we're learning. Di ba? We are meeting each other from different places. But same gadget. You can just feed your lust. You can use it also. Or create something not really helpful sa atin, sa consciousness natin. So, real renunciation is the purpose and the attachment dun sa mga bagay-bagay and activities. Pag meron kang real detachment or renunciation, even as harap mo na, kaya mo kontrolin. Di ba diet ka? Ganon. Syempre, walang pera, diet eh. Pero pag sa party, diet ka pa rin ba? Or, wala, sober ako ngayon eh. Alam mo yung mga nag-pandemic, tapos mga addict sa drugs. Nag-pandemic, na automatic rehab sila. Pero once na pwede sila makascore, wala na uli. Kasi, hindi naman gusto yun eh. So, parang ganun lang. We cannot just do it because wala sa atin. So, mas malakas ang self-control kahit nandyan na sa paligid mo, you can still control. That's the real renunciation. Mature renunciation, not the immature. So, rungs of yoga ladder, maraming ways. Ultimately, ayaw natin mabuhay lang ng animalistic life. We want to go further. And the fastest way is the bhakti. That is the express elevator. And in that practice of bhakti, what is the eternal enemy? Sabi ni Krishna, it is lust only. So we must shape that lust into love. Spiritual love. So the process of bhakti literally means the devotional service, the love, the yoga of love. But we will learn ano yung love na to. Kasi we've been misled nga dun sa word na love. So that is the session for tonight. Sino nakapag-chant ngayon? Ngayong araw? You can raise your hand sa emoji para mabibilang. Wow, very consistent sila. I'm very, very happy. I'm beyond ecstatic. So same thing. If you haven't chanted yet, you can still chant tonight. Yung challenge natin, yes. Yung challenge natin is minimum 1 round per day. So, minimum 1 round means walang maximum, minimum lang. Bawal ka bumaba doon. But you can chant much more. Diba? Pag nawawala ka na ng spiritual recharge, diba? Na-stress ka na ng tanghali pa lang or irritable ka na, get your beats. You feel disconnected or lost, get your beats. You can recharge palagi. But, don't let a day go by na you don't chant at least 1 round. So, assignment. Ang dami na bang assignments? We will discuss tomorrow the different kinds of teachers, different kinds of gurus. Last time tinignan natin, we've learned yung qualification ng pagiging teacher. Ngayon, sino-sino mga different teachers natin? Yung iba, ang daming kinukwento. Lahat teacher ko, yung animals teacher ko. That's very true. In a self-realized state. Pero sino yung iba, di ba, patay na tao, teacher nila. Pwede rin yun. Pero sino yung teacher na they really know you? Personal. Kasi personal is yung practice natin. So, that is reading the verse in 4.34. If you could memorize the verse, even the translation, I would love to hear you translating that. I'm reading the translation. Or, if you could read the Sanskrit or memorize them, much better. Tadvidi paripatena pripasena sevaya. Vadidakshante te gyanam gyaninastat badarshina. So that's the Sanskrit. Then write a realization about the person 4 point. Then send it to me. 4.34. Hare Krishna Mervin. So, before we go sa ating question and answer, please open your camera. We will have a group photo muna. Hi. Kasama ulit si Erica sa Jumi. Hello. Si Jumi, si Maijo. Hi. Rob. Nasa forest pa si Jeff. Okay. You can do your pranams. Count of everyone. Hare Krishna. 1, 2, 3. 1 more. 1, 2, 3. I'm also humbled and honored, palagi, to be with your presence. Thank you for letting me serve. And the way and the best way for us to practice this and to share this knowledge to others is through our actions. That's the most important way and communication natin and connection sa ibang souls. And of course, to us, ourselves. There are some heavy stuff that you could read sa Bhagavad Gita. Don't be scared. And don't be discouraged. There are different levels in following the process of yoga. But since we are in this journey together, sama-sama tayo. Tatakan tayo papunta doon. I'm very also grateful sa opportunity binibigay sa akin to be the guide also. Just to listen sa mga stories ninyo. Sobrang humbling nun. And it's always wonderful to connect to people. Thank you very much, Amaya. Dami pa akong hindi na-replyan sa'yo. Andy, Annie, Selena, Erica, Jean, Jeff, Joyce, Kyle, Marjan, Kaloy, Marlene, Maijon, Jumi, Pame, Rob, Rachi, of course, Teya, Dan, Keiko, Milka, and PY. Hare Krishna. So, please, do your duties and responsibilities. That is your swadharma. Ayoko magutom yung mga alaga nyo dyan, mga anak nyo dyan dahil sa magalit sila sa akin pag nakita nila. But if you wish to remain for some reflections, questions, or anything you want to share, you can raise your hand or you can type. Let's see sa chat box natin. Yung iba, so twice a day nag-chat. That's very good. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand. Ang dami pa, dito pa kayo. Yeah, naka-chat ko sila, si March, sila Puno. Yeah. Saka si Pring. Yes. Wonderful. Hi, Joyce, please.
Hello. Alam, naiiyak ako magtanong. Kasi, kapag nag-chant ako, actually, nakakadalawa na ako sa isang upuan. Kaso, kanina, hindi ko alam kung anong meron, pero nakatulog ako. Nakatulog ako kanina. Pero lang naman, mga ilang segundo. Tapos biglang nagising ako, ay, nagcha-chant pala ako. Hindi ko, normal ba yun? Normal ba na nakakatulog ka?
Depende.
Hindi.
Yung iba kasi they're just really absorbed sa chanting. But if we fall asleep, of course, that's one inattention. Or we're just really tired. Alam mo yun?
Baka pagod lang ako.
Exactly. We're just really tired. There's sometimes when we chant, tumatayo ako or I'm walking. Yung body, you have to trick that.
Hindi kasi ako makagalaw dito kasi yung anak ko kanina, nagka-class siya. So, ang hina ng chant ko.
Exactly.
Kaya ako nakatulog siguro kasi
Yeah.
ang hina ng boses ko.
You can do that. May ibang technique ginagawa kami when we're traveling. Di pa uso yung mga noise cancelling headphones nun. We have this, I think marami pa akong stock nga nun. Yung mga ear, something, yung pinapasok sa tayo. Ang tawag doon?
Earbuds?
Parang
Hindi.
ganon. Pero hindi sounds Mga earbuds pa rin ba tawag doon? Di
Walang
earmuff.
sounds.
Earmuffs is malaki. Earplugs.
Earplugs.
Yeah, yeah. You can use that kasi kahit onting chant mo lang. Uy, meron si Ani. Yeah, kahit onting vibration mo lang maririnig mo. So, may different
Oo.
techniques. May different techniques. Siyempre, sa the body postures, especially us monks, minsan 4:30, nagka-chant na kami.
Oo.
Minsan talagang nakakaantok, talagang puyat kami, di ba? So, you'll get that feel na, okay, medyo inantok ako, I just need to stand up. Just need
Ako,
to
may
trick
may
the
isa
body.
pa akong tanong.
Sure.
Sorry, ang dami kong tanong ngayon, ah.
Go.
Nakalimutan ko tuloy. Ano nga yun? Sorry. Ano nga yung tanong ko? Um,
There's a verse in Bhagavad Gita. Si Krishna rin kay Krishna rin nanggagaling yung forgetfulness.
ano ba to? Ayun! Okay lang ba na habang nagchat-chat, meron akong pinapakinggan na nagchat-chat din na song, parang gano'n. Yeah, music.
Yeah.
Okay lang din ba yun?
In the morning, we do is chanting with an audio recording ng isang saintly person chanting as well. So, may association kanya. Pag song kasi mapakanta ka, it's not bad. You can pag nag-drive ako, I'm playing kirtan palagi. But of course, pag nag-chant ka, that is, we call personal chant. You and chanting. So, pakinggan mo yung nag-chant din. I'll forward you a link. Ito yung ginagamit namin every morning. This is an audio from my guru. Or also kay Prabhupada. Yung chanting nila. I can chat
Pero
together with them.
totoo talaga, yung kapag nagchat ka, nagva-vibrate talaga siya eh. Alam mo yung tas tuloy-tuloy. Ewan ko ang weird ng feeling. Hindi ko ma-explain.
Out of
Basta,
this world, no?
oo, nagva-vibrate talaga siya na parang may naririnig na nga ako na ano. Pero ako yun eh. Ako yun. Pero minsan, hindi ko alam. Basta, yun. Ayun, salamat.
Ang galing, galing. Thank you very much, Joyce. And yeah, that's the beauty of chanting. And hindi ka na explain the feeling. Parang gusto mo explain yung rainbow or yung kaleidoscope sa isang blind person. Parang, paano ko ba explain to? Pero imagine, we're just chanting for a few days. What more pa pag tumatagal siya? What more pa pag matagal na yung process natin? And we're so much attentive. We're so much deeper. And I will tell you this, a lot of you will chant and will not leave a day without chanting kasi you will know the importance of it. Kapag may chant ka lalo sa umaga, ang bait mong tao, hindi ka irritable sa buong araw.
Totoo,
Di ba?
na-try ko yung yung bago sumikat yung araw.
Yeah.
Grabe, ang sarap.
Di ba?
Ang bait ko.
Ang bait mo,
Buong
di ba?
araw.
Kung ganun lang, hindi na kayo mag-aaway ng partner mo, wala kang napaka-tolerant mo na lang, naiintindihan mo yung mga tao, di ba? Pag medyo nawawala yon, chant ka ulit. Nagtuturoan si Maijo sa si Jumi tuloy. Diba? Mag-chant ka ulit pag nawawala yon. Balik mo yun. Pero that will make a difference. It doesn't mean we need to balance 24 hours, 12 hours spiritual life, 12 hours material life. Actually, we just need an hour or two in our spiritual life. Diba? Yung ibang tao will spend 8 hours a day para mag-Netflix. Ilang teleserye, diba? You just have to chant and read or just attend, diba? It will make a difference sa buong araw mo. There's no promise na wala ka na magiging problema in your spiritual journey. Wala ka magiging problema in your material life or relationship. Hindi mawawala yun actually. Pero the way you will face them is different when you are spiritually invested. False promise yun, pag nag-chant ka or pag nag-meditate ka or ginawa mo itong mga ritual na to, wala ka na magiging problema. No? Pag wala kang problema na sa spiritual world ka na. Even us monks, kailangan namin harapin yung mga challenges. So, very much, how to call this? Like finding an armor or a weapon in facing the world. Then when you have your Japamala, your chanting beads, even decades, magiging best friend mo talaga siya. Lalo pag years na kayo nagka-chant. Di ba, ang dami mong pinagdaanan and you're still connected kay Krishna. Ang dami yung, lagi kang may best friend. Your best friend, actually. Actually, si Krishna yung best friend natin. We will learn as we move forward. So, Yes, hopefully nasagot ko yung mga question and also wonderful sharing din, Joyce. Okay. May mga tumatakbo-takbo sa likod mo. Diyan yung daughter mo. Hello. Ano name niya?
Si Tala.
Hi, Tala.
Hi, Tala. Hi, Tala.
Hi.
Ayan. Masaya siya ngayon kasi nakakuha siya ng Robux sa Roblox.
Oh.
Ano yung mga bata? Ano mga bata ngayon? Ganon. Kaloka. Hindi ko nga alam kung ano yun eh.
Wala, may generation gap talaga tayo sa mga bata. We have to accept. Yes, Dan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis. But I think si Marjan Kaloy may questions sila sa chat.
Sige. Ito ba yun? Yung planking kayo after dyan? Feeling yun nag-planking kayo? Like, how? Could you elaborate? Like, planking as parang chaturanga, ganon?
Hare Krishna, good evening sa inyo. Prabhu at Mataji. Kay Martian.
Ay, ka-merge ba yun? Paano planking?
Ko, sorry. Siya yung nagtanong.
Hindi ko po kasi alam kung may tamang paghinga habang nag-chant. Kasi after kong mag-chant, parang dito, may force na parang nag-planking ka dito sa bandang
solar plexus.
Abs or sternum.
Hindi ko sternum.
Solar plexus, yeah.
Oo, kung saan man yan.
Dito. Well, these are also, syempre sa chanting kasi you will get the flow sa breathing. So it's like practicing pranayama. Diba? But of course, with a deeper intention. At the same time, yung iba, pampa-abs daw. Yeah, yung iba talaga, you could feel, it's cleansing. Automatically, yung ibang mga sensitive sa mga energies, well, the alignment of chakras will be there. Alam mo yun? Pero hindi lang yun yung, byproduct lang yun yung chanting eh. Byproduct lang din yung mga yun. The real goal of chanting is the eternal love. The eternal connection. The rest, parang, automatic na siya. Kaya siya express elevator. Diba? Ang bilis mo pero dinaanan mo yung second floor, third floor, fourth floor. Diba? Same thing. Dadaanan mo na mabilis yun. Byproduct na siya. So, same thing yung mga ganitong kakaibang pakiramdam. Pwede siya maging distraction. Cool siya, pero pwede siya maging distraction. Lalo yung iba, they will experience different things. They will have vision. They will have, alam mo yun, very sensitive ng mga pakiramdam. Cool siya, pero hindi natin kailangan, hindi natin kailangan tumambay doon. Kasi ang goal natin is the eternal, to be attentive, the eternal love. So, minsan, may lumalabas din na mga suppressed emotions and memories natin. That's part of cleansing. Yung mga tinago-tago mo. Diba? Minsan unknowingly. It is just like cleaning your own room or, alam mo yung bodega nyo, linisin mo after many years.
Yung
diba?
Cleaning sa mind.
Diba?
Cleaning.
So, parang atching ka ng atching doon kasi sobrang daming dirt na pupunta sa air. But you don't need to stop. This is just like the cleansing part, yung effect ng cleansing. Yung ibang emotion mo lumalabas, yung ibang parang ugali mo parang lumalabas. Parang hindi ako to. So, hayaan mo lang yon. Let the karma go. Hindi mo pwedeng sakyan. Kasi pag sinakyan mo ulit yun, doon ka na ulit. Alam mo, pag nag-general cleaning sa bahay mo, di ba? May letters ako ng mga bata. Tignan ko to. May old gadget. May old phone ako. Tapos nakalimutan mo na maglinis kasi tinambayan mo na sila lahat. So, just like that, when we're chanting, alam mo yung focus mo. It's nice, di ba? A trip to the memory lane. Pero, focus on chanting is, tinatanggal siya. Part of it. So, kakaiba yun. So, marami tayong mararamdaman, pero hindi mo kailangan sakyan lahat. Focus on chanting. Lalo na yung may mga vision. May mga sobrang sensitive dito eh. So, the vision, the light, ang dami na nararamdaman. Focus on chanting. That's the real goal. Ganda ng question. Then, totoo yun. The mood and the energy is there. Hindi mo alam saan nagagaling. Ba't ang energetic ko? Of course, si Krishna is the source of energy. Everything is energy. And connected ka dun sa source. So you will experience that. Dan, you want to ask or share something?
Both. I have
Go.
a sharing and a question. Yung sharing muna. Parang yung nasabi niyo, Prabhu, na parang it's rare to be a human. Parang nag-hit home siya sa akin because parang being able to like act out consciously is something that, only humans can do, not animals. Diba? Like, and parang connecting it. And yung na-mention mo sa Kali Yuga, and yung parang we're in the parang fourth phase na annihilation. Parang there's this study na I saw na parang 150 years ago, like if yung nutrients ng one orange, to get that same nutrients today, you need to eat 8 oranges just to get the same nutrients because of how so deficient the minerals are sa soil today. And parang yun nga, paikli ng paikli yung lifespan ngayon. But parang ang naisip ko lang as, conscious human beings, we should do our best to somehow siguro reduce our carbon footprint ganun, or somehow save the environment. Yun yung like sharing ko. So my question is since there's a process of fall down into loss, is there a process of falling into love once you transform yung loss to love?
Yes, the process na ginagawa natin ngayon, the Bhakti Yoga. The process of eternal love, the express elevator. Then, ayun yung nangyari, tanong niya. Ay, kung nandito ako sa path na to, may process ba? Yung tanong mo, baliktad na tanong ni Arjuna. Ito yung process ko into love, to eternal love. Ano yung way ko? Ano yung pwedeng mangyari sa akin to fall down? So what we're doing is the process to fall into love eternally, the eternal love. So we're doing that, the chanting every day, the cleansing natin, the study of the deep scriptures, yung changing ng mga habits natin. So that is the process, what we're doing. So kailangan aware tayo dun sa process of fall down, which is, will just boil down na kung ano yung consciousness mo, ano palagi nasa isip mo. Every day, di ba? Maging aware ka lang tayo. Maging mindful. Teka lang, ba't kiniisip na naman to? Bakit nag-ill wish ako sa taong to? Or bakit tinatambayan ko yung fault finding ko sa tao na to? So, we must be aware of that. So, and be Krishna conscious. Or just be human. Yes, totoo yun. Being a human is very rare. We have the 8,400,000 species of life. If you're reading the Bhagavad Gita, masalubong mo yun doon. Walang bago ka madidiscover or walang nag-evolve. Andun na lahat yung kasama sa creation yun. Isa lang doon yung this human. 400,000 different human beings. Demigods, angels, demons, diba, the Apsaras, Gandharvas. Isa lang doon yung dito sa plane na sa earth na to. So, being in this human form is very rare. And so wala, ang corny ba? Punta mo next time, pagong ka, 200 years ka. May puno ka. Di ba sa karma natin lahat ng activities natin, pupuntahan natin yun You kill this animal, dyan ka. Puntahan mo yan. Experience mo yan. Or lifestyle natin, gusto mo tulog yung tulog, bury ka next life. Diba? Tapos, paano mo ma-realize uli yung ganito, ay, teka lang, kailangan ko mag-self-realization. Diba? Pag nasa tao ka na uli. Diba? Tapos, pag binabayaan mo yung body mo, tapos, pag matanda ka na, gusto mo ng mga spiritual activities, ayaw na ng body mo rin. So, yung chance natin, para siyang di ba alam mo yung degree sa yung angle, 1 degree lang na change ng buhay mo, yung trajectory habang tumatagal lumalayo. Same thing, yung mga small habits natin, the way we think, diba? Even the diet, diba? Yung, yun, parang water. Pag wala kang water na inom sa isang araw, or na araw-araw, magkakaroon ka ng sakit. Pero water lang yung simple lang yun, di ba? So, parang may mga ganung bagay. So, like the chanting, like the spiritual activities that we are trying to learn, ang laking effect niya.
Thank you for that, Prabhu. Na-answer siya. Like, express elevator tayo. Diretso sa love.
Yes. That's a process. Kasi medyo mahaba. What is the rest of the question? Thank you. Andy, thank you very much. please do the thing you need to do. Chat-chat tayo. Thank you very much. We appreciate your big effort sa time difference natin. Yes, Amaya, please.
Hi. Yeah, like actually, speaking of like falling in love with yourself and everything. Is it weird? Because sometimes I feel kind of like, is it normal at least? Like I kind of feel lonely when I'm just falling in love with myself because in the sense like I mean, there's still something very liberating about it because you're appreciating yourself more and understanding your true self, and you kind of know more like, oh, you kind of see your strengths more. But then sometimes I tend to feel like I'm somewhere here, let's say for like somewhere here, for example, but then like when I talk to my friends, they're like, it's hard to kind of like, where are we at? Like, I wouldn't say naman that I'm crazy, but then like we don't meet eye to eye, or like what, let's say with my mom, like we usually have this, we just have a hard time communicating because I don't understand her. And let's say if I the more I ask questions, she thinks like I'm attacking her, or like 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 sometimes all of a sudden I don't know the connection with other people. Like I don't know how to relate to them. Sometimes I kind of tend to feel a little lonely. I mean, I'm glad I have this support system and have you guys because we're all on a similar journey and we're kind of on the same page. But then like with my other friends, they're just like people get I don't get you sometimes like towards me. So I'm just like how do you go about that, I guess. But then
Mm,
I won't let go of them naman. But then it's just kind of weird. We're like in different places.
exactly.
So yeah.
Ang ganda nun question mo. And yes, there's nothing wrong falling in love sa sarili mo. Kasi that's our journey to self-discovery. Get to know. Ang dami natin kilalang tao, di ba? Pag may mga role model tayo, may mga idol tayo, alam natin lahat sa kanila. I remember when I was young, lahat ng mga rockstar, di ba? I know them, the lyrics, di ba? Kabisado ko lahat ng bandmates, yung previous bandmates. 'Di ba? Of course, in different mga genres, kabisado na yung mga idol nila pop star or yung mga celebrity, kabisado natin sila. Or like the fictional character. Tapos yung sarili mo, di mo kilala. It's weird, di ba? Tapos now, I'm not the body pala. Tapos, yung mga experiences, hindi pala ako yung problema, hindi pala ako yung troubles. Di ba? Hindi pala ako to. It's just part of the experience. Ang sarap nun. Di ba? Date yourself, di ba? Get to know yourself. Of course, the process is not to become egoistic, self-centered, self-righteous. We have to be aware dun sa danger na yon, 'di ba? The loss as well. Or ikaw lang pinakamataas. It will be a challenge, of course, going out. Tapos hindi mo ka ibang channel, ibang station, 'di ba? Hindi like-minded. But it will be like what we have learned today na pwede tayo mapunta dun sa false realization lang. Teka lang, walang connection dun hindi natin makakonect. You're working or you have a family. You must know how to find that, alam mo yun, ito yung topic niya. Hindi mo kailangan tambayan, no? Diba? Pero you can talk to them in that level. Hindi mo sila papaakitin sa level or pababain sa level kung saan meron ka. Kasi they wouldn't connect. They wouldn't connect. Totoo yun, we will feel lonely. We will feel lonely kasi sa dami ng population, very rare yung gusto mag-focus sa spirituality. Everyone is just entertained. Everyone is just grinding. Grinding. Medyo mabigat kasi grinding is friction eh. Diba? May friction eh. That's grind nga eh, diba? Or the other term. So, finding that, hindi ko mo naman din pinaplastic, pero knowing how to communicate. Just like us monks, we are studying this, we're studying deeper books or different levels or different languages. But we need to connect to people. We need to know the language. I need to learn how to Zoom. Ngayon si Keiko tinuturuan ako mag-Canva. I need to learn how to gadget, 'di ba? Pag may phone ako, paano ka ba't ganoon? Diba? O kaya parang ba't ganoon si Siri? Alam mo yun, we have to, kasi that's communication. Now, the thing is, kapag alam mo yung medium ng communication, then you can send the message. Gets? So like, even our loved ones, minsan wala sila doon eh. Hindi natin sila pwede papuntahin doon sa, alam natin, multiplication. So 1 plus 1 muna. Connect mo muna doon sa 1 plus 1. Hanggang makuha na lang. Or you can just connect. So, it's an art. Communication is an art. Also, what we're trying to learn, kaya nga the best is the language of the body language, the act natin. The kindness. It's general, the kindness natin, di ba? Pero we have a deeper meaning then. We have a deeper understanding. So, it's a challenge for everyone. Not am I only, for everyone. I was into this also before. Dumaan din ako dun sa Facebook, di ba? I quitted all the social media. But my service, ito pala yung mangyayari. I got back, di ba? Sa metaverse. Next time, nasa metaverse na tayo nagka-class. Ang cool siguro nun, ano? Nung tayo magkakasama tayo, tawag doon, VR ba yun? Weird lang din. Pero that'll be fine. So, na-answer ko ba yung question mo, Maya?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I really understand. Because like, at least I appreciate, like, I have my friends. They want, like, ever since I became like a yoga teacher, they want to support me. So like, I really appreciate it. Some of them are like, sorry, Amaya, I can't do yoga because it's too chill. I'm like, maybe that's why you need yoga.
That's why you need yoga.
A lot of them are extroverts. Yeah. I'm like,
that's why you need
this is time for yourself. Yeah. So then thank you for sharing. I understand it.
Yeah, just trying to find a balance. Lahat yun eh. All the natures that we have, the dosha for Ayurveda, or the the NLP or whatsoever, kung pwede mong constitution ng body natin, introvert, extrovert. Lahat yung conditioning from our previous karma. But we need to always find the balance. Diba? Sobrang extrovert ka, you should always try to know how to pause, how to calm down. Pag sobrang introvert ka, it's a challenge also how to connect to people. Because if you have this very nice gift or news, we want to share it to others as well. Like this, di ba? Ang sarap maging peaceful, magkaroon ng peace of mind. Ay, natuto ng meditation, parang ang sarap i-share ito sa mga loved one ko. Para ganun din sila. Pero how? That we need to learn. Slowly but surely. Don't worry. Keiko, then Joyce.
Quick lang. Hi, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Matajis. Good evening. I told you, Prabhu, I'm not gonna stay, but guess what? I'm still here. Anyway, sense that Amaya feels, a lot of us feel it, and I feel like, okay, the staff are talking. Anyway, I feel like it is very evident with how we are and where we are in this place in time. You see that feeling, that longingness. You're not really looking for a person. Eventually, at least that's how I felt. It's that longingness that cannot be kind of like filled. The void won't be filled by a person. The more you delve deeper into this consciousness, you will understand it better. Prabhu, oh my goodness, may I just share to everyone? I'm so hooked on the Dharma book. The kids, it's a very thin book, very compared to the other books we have, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, as it is, Nectar of Devotion. That is like paper thin. So the boys would expect me to finish it in one sitting. And it's been like a week. And I've been telling them, it's really, I want to be able to digest it, to masticate every word, every letter, because it's of great importance. And it's not like the other books, the other small thin books that I've read. So I'm super hooked now. So, but really, that's what I've been getting, that
it's really not, the void can be filled not by a person, but by the practice. At least for me, I don't know, Prabhu, can you tell us more about that? I mean, if there's some truth to that, or is it, am I just cuckoo? But thank you.
Thank you very much, Keiko. And yes, ang ganda yung Dharma book. This, as you can see, dun sa mga sinend ko sa inyo, it's part of the bundles. So the Bhagavad Gita is a big help. Ito yung main na book natin. But the others are supporting books that will make us much more understand deeper the connection. And that will be the answer dun sa missing na space natin, yung hole natin sa heart. It's always empty. Fill it with money, fill it with relationship, fill it with experience or fame, power. You will still feel empty. Kasi that connection is the connection kay Krishna. Not having that connection, no, you will feel empty. That's why when we chant, it's like our hearts is full. Parang nafe-feel yung emptiness na yun. Kasi parang naman yung mga pabata, they have, alam mo yung mga, hindi sila toddler, yung mga shapes that they have to shoot, kailangan fit. Same. Anong tawag?
Shape sorter.
Oh, yeah. So, kailangan mo ma-feel makuha yung shape na yun, nasakto dun sa hole. And you cannot just feel it with any other material things. And that connection kay Krishna is that answer na very fit doon. And actually, yung process na yun is what we're doing now. Reawakening that dormant love. We have that love already. Kaya di ba yung lost to love? We have that love inside us. That eternal love. Pero ang dami niya covering. Kaya we have to remove the coverings. We have to reawaken yung forgotten relationship natin sa Kanya. And that is very liberating at the same time. Self-satisfying. If one is in that mood, di ba, self-satisfied siya. And if one is in a relationship tapos self-satisfied, ano mo yun, a very nice relationship, friend relationship, romantic relationship, di ba? Not just looking na you will feel, di ba, ikaw yung magbubuo ng buhay. I cannot live without you, di ba? Pero tatlo sila. Diba? Just like romanticizing. Pero alam mo yun, it makes sense, diba? Ngayon nagkakaroon ng sense yung love. Nagkakaroon ng sense yung love life. Nagkakaroon ng sense yung connection. So just continue. Just carry on with the sadhana, the everyday practice. Si Krishna is always revealing to us yung connection and that real emotion that we need to feel and that satisfaction. He will just see, like the monks, they don't own anything. Ultimately, ideally, yung material talaga will not really satisfy them. I think that's my experience, at least for me. Diba? But of course, the level of happiness, diba? It's different. The level of satisfaction is different. I'm not saying you need to quit everything. That's false renunciation. But using it like I'm using gadget. That's using it with the right intention. The money, the relationship, the talent and skills, how we can use that. It will be connected there. Yes, Joyce. Di ba wala pa mga naghahanap sa inyo? Hindi ba nagugutom si Tala?
Kakakain lang niya.
Oh, good.
Ayan. Ako ulit ang magtatanong.
Go.
Actually, nakaka-relate ako dun sa sinabi ni Amaya na ako, everyday, sobrang challenging sa akin nung, syempre, sa trabaho ko. Hindi ko alam kung paano ko, alam mo yun, kasi nakikita rin ng mga katrabaho ko na sobra yung laki ng pinagbago ko na sabi nila, teka, kasi si Makirena ako sa radio. So sinasabi nila, Makirena, ikaw ba yan? Kasi, nasa Masa Station kasi ako, 'di ba? So nasa Masa Station. So bakyaan, alam mo yung mga ganong masang-masa. As in kung iaano mo sa level ng buhay dito sa atin, as in sadsad. Yun yung namin, yun yung audience. So ako sobrang challenging sa akin kasi araw-araw, alam mo yung gusto kong i-share, gusto kong mag-share ng kung ano yung alam ko, kung ano yung, ano ba to? Hindi ko ma-explain eh. Gusto kong mag-share ng love, ng light, alam mo yon, kung ano yung mga na-experience ko rin kasi dumaan ako sa healing journey eh. So, nakikita nila sa akin ngayon na parang, uy, paano ka nag-heal? Anong ginawa mo? Ano nangyari sa'yo? So, ang dami nilang tanong sa akin. Ako, syempre, pag in-explain ko sa kanila, nawiwerduhan sila sa akin na parang, uy, anong ginawa mo? Anong klaseng kulto yung sinalihan mo? Mga ganon. So, ako naman, paano ko ba i-explain? Kaya ang ginagawa ko, alam mo yung, minamasa ko rin yung kung paano ko sa kanila sinasabi. Kasi, kailangan kong gawin yun eh. Kasi kung hindi ko ginawa yun, paano makaka-relate sa akin yung audience ko? Kasi doon ako sinisweldohan. Alam mo yun, yun yung trabaho ko. Yun yung duty ko
And that's the way
araw-araw.
they will understand.
Yeah, kumbaga in layman's term, parang ganon. Ganon. Ngayon, syempre nakikita nila sa social media na nagpo-post na ako tungkol sa spirituality and alam mo yun, ang dami, may mga marami nagko-comment, marami nagla-like, tapos meron din naman na tumatawa. Kasi ano nangyayari kay Maki? Parang nahihibang na ba ito? Ano ba ito? Ano bang pinasok na itong babae na to? Ganyan. So ako, syempre, gusto ko maging authentic. Gusto ko makita nila na ito na ako ngayon. Hindi na ako magpapa-apekto pa sa mga sasabihin nila. Kasi ang importante sa akin yung connection ko sa sarili ko tsaka kay God eh. Diba? Yun na yung importante sa akin. Kasi ang tagal-tagal ko nawala eh. Ang haba ng proseso na pinagdaanan mo, ng nilakbay mo para mapunta ka dito sa ganito. Tapos, hahayaan mo lang sila na, ano mo yun, yung na magpa-apekto ka sa mga sinasabi nila. Eh ako, hindi pwede kasi ngayon ko lang nahanap yung connection ko na to eh. So, diba? So, gusto ko rin ibahagi. Gusto ko rin i-share sa inyo. So, ginagawa ko siya na yung somehow makaka-relate yung karamihan sa audience ko. Kasi, totoo nga yung sinabi mo na sobrang karamihan ngayon talaga na hindi sila open or kung di man open, tulog. Ano yun, hindi pa sila magising sa katotohanan na kailangan lang nilang mag-kumonekta, diba? Doon sa source, kung bakit sila nandito. Ayun, so, kinausap ako ng boss ko. Sabi sa akin ng boss, kinabahan ako, syempre. Wala, ba't ako kakausapin? So, kinausap niya ako. Parang sharing lang. Sabi niya, kamusta ka? Kamusta ka? Sabi ko, ay, okay lang po. Sabi niya, oo nga, nag-glow ka. Iba na yung ano mo ngayon, parang okay ka na. Kasi nakita niya ako na sobrang, down na down talaga ako. Nakita niya yung aking down fall. Oo. So, nakita niya, uy, nag-glow ka ngayon, parang okay ka na. Ganyan. Ano nangyari sa'yo? Anong ginawa mo? Sinabi ko yun. Sinabi ko yung journey na pinagdaanan ko na bumalik ako kay God. Alam mo yun, kumonekta ako sa sarili ko, kay God. Binalik ko yung ako dati. Tapos, sabi niya, akala ko niya ako. Ano mo yung tawag, judge niya ako. Pero, mali ako kasi nag-share din siya sa akin ng experience niya. Nag-open din siya sa akin na siya rin pala, nung January, na-operahan pala siya, nag-50-50 din siya. Yung boss ko 50-50 din siya, tapos nagkaroon din siya ng realization na hindi pala dapat puro trabaho, hindi pala dapat puro profit, ganyan. Tapos nagkaroon din siya ng time para kumonekta rin kay God, kausapin yung sarili niya. So parang ako, na-touch ako na parang, nagkaroon ako ng parang sense na mayroon naman palang saysay yung ginagawa ko. Mayroon naman pala nakakakita, nakakaramdam. So, bakit ko iisipin, papansinin yung sinasabi ng iba na nagja-judge lang naman sa akin, na meron naman ako mga tao na natouch at alam mo yun, interesado din sila na tahakin yung path kung saan yung tinatahak ko ngayon. So, sa akin, parang doon na lang ako magpo-focus siguro doon sa mga tao na interesado at gustong, kumbaga ako, nagpa-plant lang ako ng seeds. Alam mo yun? Yun nga yung parang ano ko sa sarili ko ngayon na I will keep planting seeds of light, love, light, para, alam mo yon, alam ko sa tamang panahon, it will all make sense na sa tamang panahon, mag-grow din yung pinlant ko na seed. And then, magiging tree. Kaya, sabi ko, I am a walking tree. Diba? And na-realize ko rin yan, nagkaroon din ako ng realization na ganyan nung one of my meditation. Sabi ko na parang, oo nga no, puno ako. Puno ako. I am a walking tree. Ayun lang, na-share ko
Wag ka lang
lang.
maging puno next life.
Wag lang, pero walking tree walking tree. Yun lang, na-realize ko lang
Ang
siya.
ganda,
Na,
ang ganda.
yeah, thank you. Thank you sa pakikinig. Ang tagal ko na gusto sabihin, pero hindi ko alam kung paano ko sasabihin. Ayun, maraming salamat sa pakikinig. Salamat.
It's really wonderful. Actually, that's our duty palagi. Of course, it will start sa actions natin. Kasi we could say something tapos wala pala sa act natin yun. So, that's, ayun yung napapansin nila, napapansin ng tao. They will ask. You will know your real audience. They will ask. They will connect. So, whatever we do, may sasabihin yung mga tao. May gawin tayo o wala. So, just really choose na yung mga bagay na gagawin natin is fulfilling sa atin and could also touch their hearts. The best way to give for them to be awakened is to give back in different ways. Si George Harrison, naging problema niya rin yan. Sa Beatles, di ba? Sabi niya kay Prabhupada, ayoko na magkanta. Gusto ko lang mag-shave ng head. Gusto niya, lagi siya na sa temple, di ba? But that's Swadharma. Sabi ni Prabhupada, gawa ka ng lyrics. Gawa ka ng kanta.
Actually, dumating sa point ng buhay ko na nag-a-align pa ba yung ginagawa ko sa ano. Sabi ko, kailangan ko bang bumitaw? Pero sabi ko, alam ko may purpose ako eh. Alam ko may dahilan kung bakit ako nandito sa field ng work ko na to.
Exactly.
Alam ko kailangan kong gamitin yung boses ko. Alam, para ma-spread yung... naiiyak ako. Sorry.
Nagko-connect, di ba? Nagko-connect yung Dharma and Swadharma.
Yeah. Kaya nung natutuhan ko, nung nalaman ko yun, yung tungkol sa Dharma and Swadharma, sabi ko, wow.
Diba?
May sense pala yung ginagawa ko. Kaya sabi ko, hindi, itutuloy ko lang.
Exactly.
Naiyak, ano ba yan?
So imagine mo si Arjuna, kailangan niyang lumaban sa war. Pero sinasabi ni Krishna, that's your Swadharma. That's your Dharma and Swadharma. Same with us. Diba? And I also want to commend na you're aware of your audience. Kasi totoo yun, di ba? Inaral natin, second day, needs, interest, and concern. For us to really connect, kailangan alam mo yung language ng audience mo. Like, yung brother ko sobrang galing dyan eh. Pag kumakausap sa ng mga mekaniko nung sa kotse niya, tapos kaya he's dealing with yung mga nag-work, kaya niya Tagalog na pang Quezon. Sa akin ay wala yun. Level. Kaya niya saan nanggaling yung accent na yun? Diba, napagaling niya sa ganun. That's us. Like, that's the purport of the Bhagavad Gita. We cannot understand the Bhagavad Gita if hindi wala ang purport si Srila Prabhupada. Ina-explain niya sa atin yun. In that terminologies. Diba? Bakit natin kailangan explain din dito? Same thing, of course. Alam mo yung audience mo. Paano mo mabibigay yun? You know Jay Shetty? Jay Shetty is a motivational relationship. May libro din siya, Think Like a Monk. So he's talking about relationships. He's talking about self-improvement. But he was previously a monk, wearing orange. Like, same line. Yung guru niya, saka yung guru ko, God Brothers. Parang lolo namin si Srila Prabhupada. So, of course, iba yung audience niya. Iba niya di-deliver. Pero at the same time, unti-unting in-elevate yung mga souls. So that's us. That's our role. We're farmers. We're planting seeds. Then sometimes, yung iba kailangan mo i-take care talaga para mag-sprout. So at least na-plant na yung ibang seeds and all. The best way, if meron talaga interested, you have yung mga books. Let them read. It's different. It's very powerful. It will change lives. Thank you very much. Ang ganda ng sharing mo, Joyce. I know, gusto pa natin magkwentuhan. If you don't stop me, mag-uusap pa tayo kasi hindi rin ako titigil. But it's already 9. Kasi nga haba nung class yung natin, no? Parang podcast lang yung question and answer. Thank you very much, Joyce, Amaya, Annie, Marge, Kaloy, Kaloy, Dan, Rob, Jumin, Maijo, Keiko, Kael, And Milka, of course, si PY. Maraming salamat. I'll see you tomorrow evening. Ano ba ngayon? Tuesday, no? Tomorrow evening, meron pa rin tayo. And please do your assignments. May nagko-connect na ba sa inyo dun sa assignment last night? Diba? Check your message request. Gawin niyo yun. Plus, you can join yung Japa session tomorrow. And if you wish, you can join also the podcast. Deeper Yoga Philosophy on 5 times a week, 7 to 8 in the morning. Maraming salamat. Hare Krishna, everyone. Bye. Good night.